Women played a crucial part in World War II. From working in weapons factories, to growing food for soldiers, to working as nurses for the wounded, women were vital to a country's ability to continue fighting. This is even clearer in Russia, where many women were employed by the military in a variety of ways. They could be tank drivers, machine gunners, snipers, pilots, and more. Women were thought to be ideal snipers because they were smaller, more agile, and were able to conceal themselves in places where men could not. As a result, the Soviet Army employed roughly 800,000 women. Some of the most effective were the female snipers, who were credited with approximately 12,000 total confirmed kills. The women shown in this picture are responsible for 775 total kills. However, there was one woman that outshined the rest of her female companions. This woman was Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Pavlichenko was 24 years old when she first joined the Soviet Army in 1941. She recorded an astounding 309 confirmed kills before she was wounded by mortar fire in 1942. By this time, she had been noticed by many people, and her fame was growing. She was sent to the United States to meet President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and his wife Eleanor. In doing this, she became the first Soviet citizen to be received by the White House. The First Lady was very interested in Pavlichenko's experiences and invited her to share her stories with the United States. They toured the country together, where Pavlichenko gave speeches and answered questions from reporters. Because she was female, she was often criticized for her lack of makeup and her unflattering uniform. She handled these criticisms with wit and grace, responding to one reporter that, "Who has time to think of her shiny nose when a battle is going on?" Another group of famous Russian women were the female pilots. Also called night witches, these women were employed by the Soviet Army to fly harassment bombing missions at night. They flew in old, outdated planes and often had to fly multiple missions in one night. These women were responsible for bombing enemy encampments to destroy supplies and prevent soldiers from sleeping. These missions, although successful, were very dangerous. The pilots had gained a fierce reputation in Germany, so soldiers were rewarded if they managed to bring one down. The women had to fly through enemy fire in wooden planes that could easily catch fire if hit. The planes were also slower than German ones, which was both an advantage and a disadvantage. The slower planes were easier to hit, but were also easier to maneuver than the fast German planes. As the night witches became more of a problem, the Germans invented new ways to bring them down. Using searchlights and guns, they protected any buildings that might be targets. If a Soviet plane tried to bomb the building, it would be shot down long before it could reach the appropriate distance. However, the night witches soon found a strategy to defeat the German defenses. They flew in groups of 3 planes. When they got close to the target, 2 planes would act as bait and draw the searchlights away. The third would then fly towards the target relatively unobstructed. After the first plane had dropped her bombs, the pilots would exchange roles until each plane had hit the target. By the end of the war, the night witches had flown 30,000 total missions and dropped about 23,000 tons of ammunition on German camps. Soviet women during World War II were fierce and deadly. Their ability to keep their heads in stressful situations made them ideal soldiers, whether they were snipers, pilots, or any other job. Their bravery matched or even exceeded their male counterparts. These women were heroes in their countries and icons to women all around the world.
Miss Pavlichenko, well known to fame. Russia's your country, fighting's your game. The world will always love you for all time to come. 300 Nazis spelled by your gun.